1,200 bakeries across South Korea shut down during the first half of 2022. The main reason was the Russian invasion of Ukraine, which had happened 7,000 kilometers away from Seoul. Just imagine, thousands of people losing their businesses and tens of thousands losing their jobs because of something happening on another continent. But how did it happen? The fact is, the economies of different countries have never been so closely connected as they are now. Countries all over the world depend on Ukrainian grain, metal, or other Ukrainian goods. The unprovoked war started by Putin is breaking global supply chains and can affect people in Korea and Africa and create a global cost of living crisis. Here are some more numbers. 1.6 billion people in 94 countries are exposed to at least one aspect of the crisis created by Russia, and about 1.2 billion of them are vulnerable to all three: food, energy, and financial security. The ripple effects of the war are expected to drive the number of people on the verge of starvation up to 323 million. But maybe Putin is trying to mitigate the destructive effect of his war. Oh no, he uses the suffering of people to bargain for his interests. And even if Russia signs an agreement on unblocking Ukrainian ports, it doesn't guarantee that they won't fire a missile at the port the next morning, where a batch of grain is being prepared for shipping.
Russian missiles have hit the southern Ukrainian port of Odessa, threatening a key deal that was supposed to guarantee safe passage of grain shipments signed just yesterday.
The war has also affected the energy sector. The gas prices in Europe are already 10 times higher than they were in 2020. And oil price is rising to record levels as well. As a result, nearly 90 million people in Asia and Africa who had access to electricity before can no longer afford to pay their basic energy needs. But Putin uses this situation to blackmail the world. He artificially creates deficits in the gas supply to force some countries to violate sanctions, quite successfully. By the way, do you know what extreme poverty means? This term mainly refers to people who have an income below $1.90 per day. The Russian war may lead to an additional 95 million people living in extreme poverty, making 2022 the second worst year ever for poverty alleviation, with only 2020 being worse. Considering more than half of the world's poorest countries are in debt distress or at high risk of it. By waging this war, Russia is not only killing Ukrainians, but is also putting Koreans out of work, leaving Europeans without heat, and starving people from the world's poorest countries. In this way, Putin is waging war against the entire world. We must stop the war as soon as we can, together.